Hello, this is Dr. Richard Cheng from Shanghai, China, updating you on the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. I have a story to tell you. Yesterday, I spent almost 1 hour talking to a patient in Ground Zero in Wuhan. Her mother is a 70-year-old lady with many chronic diseases, including type 2 diabetes, coronary artery disease, with a stent placed, and also several other chronic diseases. So overall, she's in poor health. This poor lady started feeling like flu-like symptoms around January 20th, a couple of days before the Chinese New Year. And she started coming down with a low-grade fever, around 38 degrees Celsius, which is very low, mild. And so the whole family started taking vitamin C tablets. The lady I talked to, New, she is interested in nutrition, and she's been reading up on nutrition, vitamin C, so she believes in vitamin C. And she bought some vitamin C tablets, and she also advised her whole family. It's a family of 6, not living together. Basically, she and her kid, I think a daughter, and her parents, and her brother and brother-in-law, 6 of them. And they don't live together, but they get together quite often on a regular basis. And so around January 20th-ish, her mother got sick. And so whole family started taking vitamin C. And around that time, the family members didn't wear a mask. So in theory, they were exposed to this coronavirus infection. Anyway, so the mother was staying home and didn't go to hospital for about 9 or 10 days. And she was fine. She didn't show much of a symptom except a low-grade fever. She was taking vitamin C every day. And her daughter, New, was taking around 20 grams vitamin C a day. And the other family members, something like close to it. And her mother didn't really believe her. So she was reluctantly taking half or maybe less than half of what she was advising. So anyway, her condition didn't really get worse, but the mother wanted to have it checked out. So she went to the hospital around the end of January, 29th or 30th. And there she received the official diagnosis. She got the coronavirus infection. So she was hospitalized. And she stayed in the regular ward for about 10 days. And then over the course, she gradually deteriorated. Eventually, she was admitted to the ICU on February 10th. That's about 22 days ago. And eventually, she, like I said, got worse and worse and went on the ECMO, which is the extracorporeal membrane oxygen exchange. Basically, like, a forced extracorporeal lung, right? Iron lung. And New insisted on the attending physician to start IV vitamin C, because about this time, the first official IV vitamin C trial was announced. And so she took the news report to the attending hospital, physician of the hospital, and insisted, please try this on my mother. And the attending doctor agreed, but reluctantly, And she was receiving about 10 grams a day in that neighborhood. And so the patient actually was stable, and she was in the hospital for about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, and was discharged from ICU to a regular ward. So she was improving, although not completely out of the woods yet. She's still in the hospital, but she is not in ICU. And during this period of time, particularly during the ICU period of time, she was on IVC. Remember, this is a senior lady of 71 years old with serious chronic diseases, including diabetes and heart disease. On top of that, she got a severe lung disease, and you would imagine this mortality is very high. In Wuhan, those people with this coronavirus infection, the average mortality rate, death rate is about 5%-ish, and among those, I didn't see the numbers, but among those older senior people, the mortality rate is way higher. But she survived so far. Good luck to her, and bless her. Hopefully, she can recover fully. The family is expecting her to be discharged home pretty soon when her DNA or the nucleic acid result turned negative. Also, to the story is that 5 members of the family, none of them got infected, including the 3 caretakers, basically Niu and her brother and and sister-in-law. 3 of them. They went to these 3 people went to the hospital, taking turn to take care of the sick person, the sick mother, and they were only wearing a regular mask, a layer of single layer of gloves, and didn't have the heavy protective clothing like the other healthcare providers, and they didn't get sick, none of them. And also, the father and the younger kid, less than 10 years old, they were exposed to the condition because when the mother was sick, and nobody was, taking any preventive measure, but none of them were sick, and they all have been on vitamin C, and Nuni has been on it for 20 grams a day, and she really believed in it, and I believe, although this is only a case report, it again adds in the context of the historical records, which is mountain high, and decades of clinical cases, clinical trials research, which shows we got enough evidence to show that vitamin C is able to kill. Vitamin C can kill virus in the body. Why? Primarily through vitamin C's ability to produce hydrogen peroxide. We all know hydrogen peroxide is a powerful germ killer. It kills bacteria, it kills virus. Okay, and so when the dose is high enough, it can kill virus. Or of course, for the coronavirus infection, on top of this virus killing ability, vitamin C early, like in this case, starting from the beginning, she was on vitamin C, early and sufficient amount of vitamin C not only acts as a viral killing drug, it also is a powerful antioxidant. Why is that important? It's because we all know that the coronavirus infection kills people primarily through the infection or inflammation to the lungs, causing a condition called ARDS, or acute lung injury, ALI, and ARDS. ARDS simply means acute respiratory distress syndrome, unable to breathe. Okay, this is due to the very violent inflammation in the lungs, and due to increased inflammation. And vitamin C, and in addition to other antioxidants, self-defense, is able to neutralize these free radicals, these oxidants, and therefore prevent or repair, prevent further damage and repair the existing damage. And that's how vitamin C works, and on top of the other mechanisms, which we're not going to talk in detail. Therefore, from this story, I think there are 3 take-home messages. Number 1 is that this is a case report, but again, it goes in agreement with the existing evidence that vitamin C, early and sufficient dose of vitamin C, oral and intravenously, can help a patient to cope with severe viral infection. That's first message. The second is that vitamin C in this case probably helped the family members, 5 of them, from getting the viral infection. None of them, the 5, got the infection. And the third is that a clinical trial is a strong and powerful message, which makes other doctors feel emboldened. They feel more brave to try this thing because other people are doing the same. So it is all important for us to disseminate the message to other people in this critical time of the in history, that vitamin C is very safe. Again, NIH has official documents showing that the vitamin C at high doses, how high? 100 grams, 90 grams, basically up to 1 to 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight. So for somebody who is 120 pounds, 150 pounds, 160 kilogram, which is what, 140 pounds. That's like Chinese size, a person, which is about 90 grams. For an American, maybe 200 pounds, that's even higher. Okay, it's very safe to use even at a dose of higher than 100 grams of vitamin C. And that's usually for the cancer treatment. But for viral infection, usually we don't have to go that far. Okay, 50 grams-ish, 60, 30, in that range, that's usually good enough, of course, individualized. So vitamin C is very safe, and it doesn't do significant side effects to you, and also it can kill virus, it can protect you from further damage, and help you to repair the existing damage. Vitamin C actually has a lot of other benefits for chronic disease, which actually that's why I'm very interested, because I'm not a acute disease guy. I'm more interested in chronic disease management in diabetes, hyperlipidemia, the metabolic syndrome, and the coronary artery disease. As you can see, I'm getting old. I have some these graying hair on my sides. So I'm more interested in how we can manage and slow down and treat and prevent the chronic diseases. But vitamin C also has a very powerful effects in acute disease like what we have right now. Okay, and that's what I want to tell you. So basically, again, vitamin C is able to kill virus. Vitamin C can help to can help us to deal with acute respiratory syndrome like the one we have, and also a positive message like this we need to tell people and use it, because there's really not much, there's a whole lot to gain, not much to lose. All right, okay, thank you very much, until next time. Oh, by the way, before I go off, and also this message is getting across the board to a lot of people, and we know in China many doctors are going to Wuhan to help. For example, I'm in Shanghai, and a lot of the doctors are really kudos to them, and they're very brave. Okay, they are going to Wuhan to help, because these people go there working very hard. Okay, in the danger zone, in the hot zone, and well, the good news, encouraging to me, is many of them, the ones I know, they pack vitamin C in their suitcase. They pack a lot of them. Okay, you know what they pack? They pack those diapers, they pack vitamin C and these things. And recently, I know one of my the sister of one of my friends, and she is going to have very soon. So I shipped her. I helped her a little bit of what I can. I shipped her some vitamin C to her so that she can help her. That vitamin C can help her. And I'm fully confident that vitamin C is powerful, is great, and this time around, more and more people will know about vitamin C. So let's act right now. Let's not to wait until that magic vaccine and antiviral drug comes around. Okay, before that, all we have to do is the standard support care and also vitamin C. All right, go vitamin C. Yeah.